Hello everybody, today I'm going to continue my discussions on the pumping schemes. Last time around I talked about the fact that in a two-level system you'll not be able to achieve population inversion though you pump the system of atoms with so much of energy. But you should go for levels like three-level system or maybe four-level system to achieve population inversion. At that time, I introduced you some new process which is called non-radiative decay process. And I forgot to mention that there will be actually levels which are actually having uh, relatively more lifetime for spontaneous emission, and those levels are called metastable states. So anyways, in this video I am going to talk about the rate equation that we should use for non-radiative decay process, and also I'll talk about a bit more about uh, the metastable states. Okay, yeah. When we discussed about the light matter interactions, I told you that primarily there are actually three processes. One is absorption of light between the energy levels when we meet the condition E2 minus is equals E2 minus E1 is equals to h nu. And I also talked about the fact that when the electron is sitting in the upper level, it can actually spontaneously come down to lower number 1 by emitting a photon which can go with a random phase and in a random direction. And I talked about the fact that if the electron is sitting in the upper level and there is some incoming photon which can stimulate this electron to come down to lower energy level, then because of the stimulation there will be emission of photon which is called stimulated emitted photon. And the beauty of this process is that the photon which is stimulating the electron to come down to the lower level and emitted photon, they will have same phase and direction. So this is a process which will contribute for amplification process, and that is the process because of which we actually construct lasers. So the rate equations for the case of a two-level atom, which I'm going to draw here with labels 1 for lower and label 2 for the upper levels. And I told you that if electron is sitting in the lower level, then if you count such atoms and if you divide that quantity by the volume of the sample, then you actually call something called number density of these atoms. And we also call sometimes this thing as population of lower level. And in some cases, in some atoms, what can happen is electron could be sitting in the upper level, and if you count such atoms and if you divide that number by the volume of the sample, then you actually get number density for the upper level, which is also called as the population of level number 2. So for the case of spontaneous emission, the rate equation that Mr. Einstein wrote was d n2 by dt is equals to minus a into n2. This is actually the rate equation for spontaneous emission process, SP emission. And of course we actually write this quantity A in terms of the characteristic lifetime of that level number 2 as tau. And the solution for this differential equation, you will be able to see that it can be actually written as n2 is equals to some n2 initial, which I am calling as 2 initial, and exponential minus t divided by tau. So it will be an exponential decay for the population of upper level. Okay, and for the case of stimulated emission process, for stimulated emission process, we again can write a differential equation for for n2 which is dN2 divided by dt is equals to W21 into N2. Of course, it's a decay process, that's why we should take a negative sign here. So this is actually the rate equation for stimulated emission STE process. And for the case of the absorption process, we should write similar equation, but it will be for the population of lower level. So it should be dN1 divided by dt is equals to minus W12 into N1. So this is for absorption process. So yeah, all these processes are actually familiar to you because I made my first video under the modern optics section that's actually on these three processes. But now I'm going to introduce you some other process which is called non-radiative decay process, where we start with an atom in which electron is sitting in the upper level, and over a period of time what happens is electron will come to lower level, but will not have any photon emitted, but we'll have some kind of conversion of this electronic energy into kinetic energy of the atom itself. That means it's going to heat the sample up, it's going to make the sample heated, but it will not give any light coming out of it. So that's why since this transition will not involve any radiation coming outside, this process is called non-radiative decay process. And even for this process also we can have some kind of equation which is similar to the equation we had for spontaneous emission. So even for this process also we will have the decay of N2. So we can write the rate equation for this as minus 1 divided by some kind of tau, but this time we can write N for non-radiative process and N2. Okay, so oftentimes sometimes what we do is we actually combine the rate equation for spontaneous emission and the rate equation for non-radiative decay process and write a master equation which I'm gonna erase, which I'll write after erasing some space here. So we can actually write dN2 by dt by taking the fact that it can involve non-radiative decay process and also spontaneous emission process, which I'll call as tau sub r for radiation and tau sub n for non-radiative process, and of course N2 here. So if we combine these two things, we can actually have something like 1 by tau sub n plus 1 by tau sub r and N2. We sometimes can call something like 1 by tau, which is equals to 1 by tau sub n non-radiative and 1 by tau sub r radiative. So we again can have a simplified version for this equation, which is minus 1 by tau into N2, and this rate equation is taking care of both the processes, non-radiative and radiative decay process. So anyways, we'll use all these kind of rate equations when we discuss about specific systems like 3-level or maybe 4-level systems that give rise to population inversion. So anyways, let me give you some kind of a schematic of the schemes that we actually talk about when we actually talk about pumping schemes. And yeah, I need space, so let me erase this. But while I erase this, let me actually repeat the fact that in a 2-level system of atoms will not be achieve population inversion. So we'll go to systems like a 3-level system or maybe 4-level system. For example, if you take 3-level system, where we'll take atom as if it has got only 3 energy levels, which I'm labeling as number 1, number 2, and number 3 here. And if electron initially is in level number 1, then we pump with photon such that this will be taken up to level number 3, and from there this will have decay, will have electron actually kind of relaxing to this second energy level. So this is actually non-radiative decay process, because of which the electron relaxes to level number 2, and from level number 2 to level number 1 we'll have spontaneous emission first, and that will, of course, as I said, this level number 2 is actually metastable state. That means the lifetime of metastable state. So the lifetime of these this level is actually much higher. Remember, the lifetime is coming as tau radiative. So that is actually much higher than the tau for this level 3. That's why we call this thing as metastable state. So since it is metastable state, though we have one spontaneous emission because of one atom, it can go and stimulate the next atoms. So that's how we can have stimulated emission happening and amplification happening, giving rise to laser output at a frequency which is actually if you actually do E2 minus E1 and divide that by H, then you will get the frequency of the laser. And of course the pump, of course this is actually E1 energy level, and this is E2 energy level, and this is E3 energy level. So the pumping is happening because of a photon of frequency nu p is equals to E3 minus E1 divided by H. So this is what is happening here actually in a 3-level system, that we are pumping the electron to go to level number 3, and from there it relaxes non-radiatively to level number 2, and between level number 2 and level number 1 we'll have the laser action happening. So anyways, and for the case of 4-level system, we can again draw a similar kind of diagram where we'll have level number 1, level number 2, level number 3, and level number 4. So the pump frequency is actually E4 minus E1 divided by H. So it will take the electron initially which is there in the level number 1 to level number 4, and from there it relaxes non-radiatively very quickly because its lifetime is much smaller. So it will relax to this one, but this state number 3 is actually metastable, so the lifetime of this level is actually much higher. That means the tau quantity which I told, which we talked in the Reddy equation, which is coming in the exponential factor, that's actually kind of higher than that for this level. So this level is called metastable state. So between this level number 3 and level number 2, we can have the laser action taking place. And the advantage of this system is that this will require much lower threshold power for achieving population inversion compared to that for the case of 3-level system. And of course these facts we'll see in the next videos under the titles rate equations for 3-level system and rate equation for 4-level system. Anyways, in this video this is what I wanted to talk. So I hope you got these points well, and I thank you for watching this video and meet you next time. Bye bye.